Welcome back to How Fred Does It. We're going to start episode 3 here. We're going to we're going to show you a little bit of a surprise. So I came out here this afternoon, figured had everything ready to go. I got the truck up on jack and car stand under it, and got the extra bracing removed so that I can slide that cab mount in and start welding it up. And I think we've had a couple of surprises. One, I think I forgot that on the other side I had to trim a bit off of the outside edge so that it lines up correctly with the old mount. Um, I think that's probably on purpose. It's been so long, I just don't remember if I had to or not. The more I think about it, feels like I had to trim that in to give you a little bit extra metal so that you get it in when you're replacing it, you put it back in the right spot. But we also have another surprise, so we'll come on down here and show you what we found. And yeah, no faint of heart when you start into this stuff, I tell you that. Alrighty, so here we are on this side. I started to clamp it up, and you can see that the contour, meets the truck pretty well. Um, so this side doesn't look too bad. I got it clamped up at the top here. It's hard to get lights in here to show you, but that clamps right up to the bottom of that body seam, and then you can weld that in there. But when you come down here and you look at this center line, this pencil line in the wood. I don't know if you're able to see that pencil line there or not. There it is almost a quarter of an inch off center to the center hole there, up underneath. So when you come over here to this side, there's a couple of surprises. So I gotta trim this edge a little bit, which is fine. I can do that and bring that in and center it up on the old hole the way it's supposed to be. But where we're really running into a challenge is if you look at this plate, and maybe it'd be easier without the light glare, there's a fold or a bend right here. So if you look at the other side, there's a nice good body crease all the way across. On this side, it starts and then it flattens out. Now, I don't think that I smashed that in any way over the years storing it here in the garage. I've kept them basically in the cab. There's nothing else been in the cab. So I think it came that way. And my crease is down here. So I've got to get a little bit creative, and I've got to come in here and put that crease back here. So I'll have to trim it. We'll have to get out the hammer and dolly and work this flat, and then work a crease in here, and then that should pull back to where it's supposed to so that this face is straight up and down. And when I do that, the back of that should pull right up to the floor on both sides and fit. It should. It should pull up and fit. So yeah, we are probably done for today. I don't have time to get into a bunch of that. So we'll leave you here for now. But basically, we're getting close to putting that in there. That's going to take some finessing. I know when I put the other side in, it took a little finessing. I don't remember needing to take this much, but even when I put that plate on there before I welded it, we had to do a little hammer and dolly work to get it fit real nice. So eventually it will hopefully look nice and neat and clean and strong like that side, and then we can get her painted up. So, but that's the surprise for today in Project 65. Yeah. This is why my wife laughs at me when I say I'll be out there for a couple hours. We'll make good progress today. She giggles. We've been out here for a couple hours. I spent a bunch of time organizing my bench because I've been stacking stuff all week, cleaning my office, getting some other stuff out of my office. So I got all that sorted. Moved the TV around over here from the other bench in front of the window, so I can actually eventually use my wood bench for all my tools and everything. So yeah, you know, I get a little sidetracked. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's all there is to say. You get into this stuff, there's always something. So we'll bring you back when we're working on that. And alrighty, first thing I got to do is mark 1/4 inch off of this. I started the corner here already. I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off of this with the die grinder. Once you get us pretty darn close, and then we will work on this, building this crease out here so that it matches the other side. So if you notice, we've got a nice solid crease here that matches the firewall. We got one started, and then this is all flattened out. So we just need to stretch this a bit and get this crease to match here so she'll fit the firewall. So that's what we're doing today, and we'll try and get her tacked in place. Alright, and just in case anybody's wondering and worried, these are safety glasses. When I get my prescriptions, I pay for safety glasses so that I can work without having 500 layers of goggles on my face, unless I'm working upside down. So I do have safety glasses on. Air is cold today. Woo.
Most our eyes are clunky or just offers that satisfying perpetual motion. For Introducing the paint spray gun handle, a simple yet super practical tool that turns your regular spray can into a
Probably need to come up with some
sprayer. It's not
rubber
just functional, it actually
grips for
makes
this
spraying
base, but
fun. I always wanted to try this in my
for now.
Let's try.
Alright, we'll protect my dolly a little bit here. So what I'm going to attempt to do first is kind of try and flatten this out. See if I can start a stretch right here so that I'll switch dollies. I might have to just start with the other dolly, but we'll see. I haven't done this in a long time, so we'll see what I can make happen.
Mighty drill guide and dust pitcher, a clever 3-in-1 tool that helps you drill perfectly straight holes.
That should be the stretcher hammer. I don't remember. That should be the shrinker. So, alright, so we will just start working this slowly. That's not going to stay there. No. But that did start working that out, so let's see. I think what I need to do is probably set this in here. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, it's bigger.
Speaking of add-ons, the important part of this organization system, you can mount your any tool to multiboard by printing and snapping special add-on to your multiboard. 3D printing community designed thousands of mounts for various items. I also chose some of them for my tools and printed. Now, time to snap and populate my multiboard. Let's see how it will come out. I loved how it came out. I think I have to do a bigger organization project using multiboards. What do you think?
That might work. Okay. So let's see if we can't keep working this a little bit.
It's really big, usually doesn't stay open if you read it hands-free. Or tablet stand.
What I'm trying to do is support it where, oh, I got a little carried away. Trying to support it here and work this back flat, and then we'll put a crease in here across there. So when I'm not hammering on the dolly, I'm hammering off the dolly, so that I'm working the middle up here, flattening this out and kind of trying to put the stretch there. I am no expert in any way, shape, or form on forming metal. Just kind of watching other people over the years and trial and error on other projects. The biggest thing is take it slow. You get aggressive, you get it kinked, you get it screwed up, and you got a mess.
Absolute must-have gadget. You just gotta use glass meters of your filament and its small molding designed specifically to complement
All right.
the movement of this mouse.
That might be a little aggressive.
It provides crucial ergonomic that can significantly reduce strain and discomfort during long work sessions. It promotes a more natural wrist posture, which can help with common issues like carpal tunnel syndrome over time. So that's not just a comfort upgrade. It's an investment in your long-term health and productivity.
Let's try this one. This might be a little better. We want it somewhat sharp. Yeah, that isn't gonna, all the sides are rounded. We'll see if it'll stay there. All right, so let's try working this crease here. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn this way. I don't think that's gonna cut it. I got a long way to come. All right.
We've all been there. That moment when your favorite things, just don't fit anymore. Maybe it was that extra slice of pizza last night, or perhaps a long winter. Yeah, there are some solutions. You could try holding your breath all day. You could consider buying new pens, or if you got a 3D printer, you could just print this brilliant button extender. It gives you a little bit of extra space exactly where you need, making those pants wearable again when your building is too big. No more tight squeezes, just comfortable living without extra cost. It also can be a perfect gift for your old friends after a long fest party. Stop right there. All the smaller in these 7 tiny cheap plastic gauntlets for your medication, you are wasting your precious time. The example of today's dose, the daily chaos. It's over. Okay, say hello to One Click Weekly Pill Dispenser. This is Daybox. It's a live upgrade. About the training practice.
All right.
Medication chaos once really printed. Ready to revolutionize your counter space with one smooth, effortless motion.
Stretched out a long way. That is weird. It's that much different. Now, let's see how far off we are before I get too much further carried away. Okay, well, the 1/4 inch cut on the side lined us up almost perfect on the money for the center of the hole for the mount, but this has got to go down a long way yet. Let's see, what might be the best way? Let me try. We're starting to get there. I'm sure there's got to be a better way to do this, but with my tools and what I've got, yeah, that's kind of how we're going to have to do it. Let's see how that fits. I think we've still got a ways to go. It's sharp. Honestly, I don't think we're going to pull this off. This front edge, when you set the bottom up on the bottom of the truck and these lines match and this matches, this is a 1/2 inch out. And this whole thing has got to bend back a whole, I got to stretch this all the way back a 1/2 inch. I don't think that's, I don't think there's any way I'm ever going to stretch that without destroying it. I think it'd be better to cut it. If I cut it across here, fit it, I can put a piece in there, because that way I can pull this out and pull this down, and then just weld a slim piece in there to fill the hole. Shouldn't really affect it strength wise. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. I don't think we're ever going to fit that. Huh. Yeah, wear gloves when you work with sheet metal. I hate gloves. So, yeah, I think that's what I need to do. I think I need to just cut it, then fit it, tack it in, and then build a piece to fill the gap. Won't be a very big gap. I think that's what we need to do. Bummer. I'll beat on that. I'm going to get it so thin, one thing will crack later. Alright. Put the tools away. Well, you gotta weld it anyway. This doesn't work. Now make it work. That's how Fred does it. Take these, kind of work this out. If I need to go at it with the dolly a little bit, I can do that too. That's going to be a smaller gap to fix on that front, which is good and bad. It makes it tougher to get a sliver of metal in there to weld in place, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Hard to hold on to this. Alright. Alright, so now we got our gap in there. we've pulled that up darn near the 1/2 inch. We've got our crease close. So we'll go see how close we are now. This is probably going to have to come down a little more. This will probably have to come back out because this has got to fit up flush to that seam in the firewall. So I got to line the down slope and then I got to line the floor. That is damn near perfect. Damn near perfect, I tell you. That came out perfect. All right, let's get her clamped up, and then we'll take you over there and show you what we got. All right, let's go walk about. Okay. All right, flashlight. Hope it's charged. Every time I pick it up, it's not. All right, so we got the flashlight. And we'll show you what we got here. So we've got it in. And you can see those screw holes down in there. I'm basically right on the money. So I had angled that that back screw that's right on the line was angled in. So that's right where I need to be. I'm centered on it. There's a little wiggle room in the frame. So when that comes down, that should be so close that it shouldn't matter. I should be lined up for the frame. The truck is sitting on it right now. It's not perfect, but the other side wasn't. So as I start welding from the top down, I'll massage that edge up in to fit the floor. Had to do a little bit on the other side too, no big deal. But this side came in, that split gave me just what I needed here, this split here, so I can massage that a little bit. And as you go down towards the bottom, then when I get to the floor, I'll have to jack that last flange up against the floor. I did on the other side too, just to get it lined up, but that's pretty darn close. This all fits tight on the firewall, fits just like it's supposed to, nice and square. So I am happier than a pig in stuff. And actually, I'm close enough to the firewall there, I should be able to just carefully fill that gap with weld. I won't even probably need a piece of metal. I'll just slowly build that up with spot welds, and we should be good to go. So yeah, that fits in there real nice. Down inside the floor repairs, everything's good to go. Once we get it welded in, we'll get a good coat of spray up in there, and yeah, should be in good shape. Alrighty, well, we'll bring you back. I started trying to get it welded in there, and I got contamination from somewhere. My weld through primer is not welding through. I'm gonna have to figure out how to clean that all out now. And there's something else that's in there. I guess I didn't get fully clean when I sandblasted the front of the truck. I thought I had all the body seam sealer out. But yeah, we'll just show you. I got some really ugly spots. We'll have to grind it down, clean it out, and then clean it up. I got some really good spots, some spots that went pretty good. So I've got some nice clean or fairly clean spots in here, not too bad. And then it just started going to heck on me, and it just blobbing all over. So you got contamination. I got something in there, so I'm going to have to grind that down, clean it up. This side didn't go too bad. I got a couple of spots, same thing. There's something in there, so I'm going to have to clean that all up, get it all back down to bare metal, and hopefully that'll clean up and go away. But I've got some spots here that it didn't come out too bad. You're not really supposed to run a bead, but that's pretty solid, and that right there on the bottom corner, that came out perfect. So I don't know, I got something going on in there, but we'll keep working on it. That's probably where we'll end it for today. So that's how Fred does it. And thanks for coming along for the ride, and we'll show you as we keep going. Take care.